Hi everyone. How is everyone doing? Give your thumbs up if everyone is doing good. All right. So before moving further, first of all, very good job everyone. Like we saw your videos that you posted on Flipgrid. eh, all the efforts are very well made. So thank you so much for that, for active participation. Okay, so this week is very important for you all. Reason being because we will be covering 1/8 of the entire Bhaktamar Stotra during this week. So it's like we'll be covering one part out of the 8 part. Like we have divided this 48 shlokas into 8 parts, so 6 each. So it's like you will be covering one level. Isn't it a big achievement for you all? Yeah, very good. So that's why this week is very important because we are crossing one level and we have 7 more levels to go. Okay, so in the previous shlokas, we saw that Manatunga, Acharya Manatunga, he called him a foolish person, he has no wisdom, right? So, what is going to happen in this one? Let's see. Okay, yeah. So, today we're going to talk about shloka number 5, which is specifically, as Neelamji just told, that it helps in curing eye problems. So yeah, we'll be focusing on how to get cured your eye problems through the chanting of the shloka. Okay, so observations first. What do you see in this picture? What can you infer? Have a close look carefully and yeah, okay. I see some hands raised there. I'll unmute Adish.
I can see that there is a deer that is fighting hardly to protect her youngsters from the brave lion. And I can also see that Acharya Mantunga is writing something to Lord Vrishabhnath.
Very good. Anyone else? Okay.
I will unmute Anvesha. Anvesha.
Sorry. I can see while Mantum is praying to Adinath. In the ground, a lion is fighting with a deer, and the deer is trying to protect its child.
Very good. Good attempt. Who else?
I will unmute Khushi and Ayushi.
Okay.
So I see Lord Rishabh, and then there's a lion and some deers trying to run away from it. So that's all I see.
Okay. That's enough.
I see Rishabdev Bhagwan reciting on a lotus. I also see a deer trying to fight a lion, and I see Mantunga writing something regarding the praise of Rishabdev Bhagwan.
Right. Okay, can anyone guess like why is this deer trying to fight with a lion? You know, deer is, I mean, they are not violent animals. So why is he trying to fight?
I will unmute JSS.
I actually have a much different answer. So I think I know why the deer and the lion are actually down there.
Okay, you wanna tell us? Tell everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's trying to say that like the deer, he's trying hard to like think of what to write or something.
Okay, good. One more.
I will unmute Amia. If JSS you are done, I will unmute Amia next.
Amaya?
Okay. Amia, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
So I think the deer is fighting with the lion because the deer is trying to protect its baby deer.
Perfect. Perfect. You hit the right shot. Very good. So as you can see here, like there is this baby deer and this mother deer, she's trying to protect her baby from the lion. But isn't it like, thoughtful that deer is not a very strong animal as lion, but still she is making her efforts to protect her baby, right? So, I mean, that's a very courageous act, I'm sure. Okay, good guesses, everyone.
I didn't start my video.
Okay, let's. So, pronunciation is being done. I hope like it's clear to everyone. Anyone? Okay, so I want like two people, whosoever is comfortable, please. I mean, if they can chant and so that other students can also learn. Chant the shloka that you just learned.
So I've got Krita. Krita just raised her hand. I'm going to go to Krita first. But again, kids, I just want to give those people a chance who've not spoken yet. So I'm going to go with Deepam Kapadia because I know Krita, you've spoken already. So I'm going to give Deepam a chance. Don't take it the wrong way.
Yeah, and do not hesitate to raise your hands. Like we'll try to give chances to maximum people as much as possible.
Soham jatati tava bhakti vashan munisha.
Go ahead. Oh, Deepam's already okay. I'm going to go with Arjit.
तव सोऽहं तथापि तव भक्तिविशान् मुनीश कर्तुंस्तव विगतशक्तिरपि प्रवृत्त विद्यात्मवीरमवचार्य मृगो मृगेन्द्रं नाभ्येत किं निचिस्वै परिपालनार्थम्.
Very good.
Okay, I'm going to go pick up kids that have not spoken yet. So I'm going to go with Aditya.
Okay.
Aditya, you've been unmuted.
प्रेत्यात्मवीर्यम विचार्य मृगो मृगेन्द्रम्.
Try if you can like start from the beginning. Soham tathapi.
सोऽहं तथापि तव भक्तिवशान् मुनीश कर्तुं स्तवन्विगतस शक्तिरपि प्रवृत्थ विचार्य मृगो मृगेन्द्रम् नाभीयति किं निजस्य हसोप्रापालान्तम्.
Paripalanartham. Okay. One last. I cleared both the like last two lines. I think it's a little bit difficult to pronounce.
So I'm going to unmute Jainesh, and then maybe after that you can do it one more time, and then we'll take a fresh set of hands.
Okay.
Jainesh, you've been unmuted. Please try. Jainesh, you've been unmuted.
Soham Tatapi Tava Bhakti Vishan Monisha Kartum Stavam Vigatatta Shakti Vapi Prabhuta Prriya Victoria Mrigendram Nagyati Kim Nijaso Nijasisho Haripara Nartam.
Very good. Good try. No problem. You will learn, like as and when you will recite, so you'll practice, you will learn it. No problem at all. Okay, so I'll just like give you a quick, the last, I think last two lines. I'll just quickly like tell you by breaking them, and then we'll move on to meaning and the story part because we are running short of time. So, Soham Tathapi Tav Bhakti Vashan Manushya. I think like the first two lines are clear. So, okay. Third line is Preet, Preetya is a one word. Preetya, Atma, Viryam. Preetya plus Atma, Viryam. You can see like down. Preetya plus Atma, Viryam plus Vicharya. So it will be Preetyatma, Vicharya. Mrago, Mragendram. So our center of like our focus here is over this word Mrago and Mragendram because Mrago is the deer, like the mother deer, and Mragendram is here referred to the lion. So Preetyat, Viryam, Vicharya, Mrago, Mragendram, Nabhyeti, 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 Kim, Nij Shisho, Kim, Nij Shisho, and then we'll break the next word again. Paripal, Paripal, Nartham, Paripal, Nartham. So it's Nabhyeti, Na plus Abhyeti, Kim, Nij Shisho, Paripal, Nartham. So what is Manatunga ji try to say here in this shloka number 5? As we see, like he has already, I'll take all the questions in the end. Like once I'll be done with the meaning, I hope like I'll be able to cover up your questions in between. So Acharya Manatunga is basically like he's ready to concede his defeat when he did like self-introspection on his intellect. As we learned in the previous shlokas, like he was trying to analyze himself that whether he has that intellectual powers or not, right? So what is happening here? He found himself incompetent for this task that we already like learned in the fourth shloka that he found, okay, I'm not like the very scholar or I'm not a great person like Einstein. It's just a lay example that I'm giving. But he realized like that, okay, if he is not capable enough in terms of intellectual, but his faith and devotion is too high, is very superior than the other people. So what is he trying to say here is my intellect may become a subject of mockery for the other intellectuals, but my level of devotion is not inferior to anyone else. He considers his level of devotion to be superior than the other Indras and Dev and other, great soul we have. So therefore, I will definitely hail you. I will definitely worship you. And that's where you will see like the second word in the second line, stavam. Stavam is a very important word here. So which means like devotion. So this entire shloka is based on it. So he said like, therefore, I will definitely hail you, means I will definitely worship you. I will definitely compose a stotra, a hymn for you. Here, his intensity of devotion and faith, they have become so magnified that intellect become insignificant for him. So it's like that intellect, it weakens the faith. Like if intellect is at a higher level, like if intellect, our mind, our brain is dominating, then our faith becomes weak, right? So what I am trying to say here is that, as like we discussed in the previous shlokas, if you will question, if you will have a doubt whether this thing will happen or not, in that phase, like your mind is working, so you won't be able to surrender yourself, you won't be able to devote yourself towards the Lord Adinath. So what we have to do is, like, without questioning, without judging, and without giving like a second thought, we should continuously devote ourselves, surrender ourselves, if we want to get our problems cured or healed up. This shloka is very interesting because of the fact, like, here the power of emotions plays a very important role. So now, why there is a comparison in the third and fourth line, Manatunga has basically compared his devotion with the love and feelings of mother deer towards her baby. So what is she trying to do, like we saw in this picture? Okay. As we can see, like this mother deer is trying to protect her baby. Why? She's not afraid of the lion. Lion is like such a ferocious animal, and deer is a very feeble animal, but she is ready to fight just to protect her cub. So what it means, like, be it all humans or any animals, they whenever it's time of like difficulty, our parents also, so they come in front, to protect us or to help us, guide us. So the same thing is happening here. So what do you think, like, is the motivational factor that works in the background? Why is she doing that? I need two answers. What do you think? Why is she not afraid of fighting the lion?
I'm going to unmute Anvesha. Anvesha.
No, that's Pinky.
Okay, Miran Javeri, do you want to? Okay, Miran.
Yeah, I think the deer is trying to show its devotion to the cub, and it's not letting the lion eat the cub. She does whatever it takes to make the cub safe, and she sacrifices herself even to keep the cub safe.
Excellent. Everyone, applaud for Miran. Very good answer. Perfect, actually. Yeah. So, okay, I'll use, like, instead of devotion here, I'll use the word love, because that motherly love for her baby, that is why she is not afraid of anything. She is not afraid of facing a giant size like animal lion. She knows, like, if she lion can eat deer very very easily, but she is not afraid because she is so devoted. She is like so she's so like loving towards her own child, her offspring, her cub. So that is like she is ready to face any kind of problem. So the same comparison is being made here, that Manatunga is saying, even if my intellectual level is not enough, I agree. I'm not a very wise person. I'm not a person with, high intellectual level. But I believe my devotion is far more superior to the other people who have great sense of intelligence. And that is why he is comparing his devotion with the love of the deer, the mother deer towards her cub, because that is questionless. We all know, like, our mothers, our fathers, or our parents, they love us unconditionally. They'll not be putting any condition. Okay, like, I will love you only if you will secure like A grade, or 4 GPA something. They will not be putting that condition. It's just like a motivational factor for us, but there won't be any condition if they want to love us. So that is unconditional. Similarly, Manatunga's devotion here is also unconditional towards Lord Adinath. Right? So what happens sometimes is like we get overpowered by our emotions and by our feelings that we ignore what is there right in front of you. I'll explain this with the help of a story. So what happened, like there was a young man and a person just met him and he told him that your wife is cheating on you. I saw your wife with some other man and he was like she was with that man and she was cheating on you. So listening to this, the man became very angry and he just lost his temper. He was completely like out of his mind. So what he did, like he stood behind the door with a very heavy like stone in his hand, and what he said, like, okay, let her come, I'm gonna break her head. He was so furious at that time. He was so mad at his wife that he said, like, I'm gonna break her head with this stone. So he hid himself behind the door. After some time, like immediately, like after a few minutes, when his anger was subsided, he realized that I am not even married. He was an unmarried man. But just because someone told him that, his wife is cheating on him and someone just gave him like a false information and he lost his mind, he he just completely went into anger without realizing the fact that he was unmarried. If he is unmarried, how can his wife cheat on him? Isn't it interesting? So sometimes what happens is like our intensity of the impulses of our emotions, it decreases the knowledge of reality. We completely forget that where we are living, what is right there in front of us, we ignore that thing. So as we discussed in the third shloka, that it helps to improve eye problems, but eye problems, it's not in terms like, okay, if you have like any power problem, it for sure it's going to improve that. But metaphorically, how is it related to that? It is because that eye problem here refers to samyak darshan again. It, this fifth shloka, so it energizes your inner ability to see what is real in front of you, to decide if it is right, what I am doing, what actions I am doing is right or not. So that same thing is compared with the case of mother deer and their cubs, and Manatunga is also trying to uh, like express his devotion towards Lord Adinath through the chanting of this stotra. There is another story which is like there was a hunter and he aimed to arrow to kill a deer. The same, not this deer, but yeah, I mean the story revolves around a deer. So the deer at that time, he realized that it is not possible for me to escape to this situation. Like he know that he was in a trap, but what he said, he still was just like Manatunga, he still tried to give a try. That okay, I know that I won't be able to survive, I won't be able to go out from here alive, but okay, let me give a try. So he prayed, he requested to the hunter that, hunter, before killing me, please listen to me. You may take away all parts of my body, but I request you, I request you to leave my two breasts. Why? Because I have two small kids who have not even started eating grass. So they both are anxiously waiting for me to feed them. If you will kill me, they won't be able to survive. So what is she trying to say here? Like, not for me, but please have a mercy on my kids and release me for some time and I will come back. So what do you think is like, what is the voice speaking here? That is the voice of love and intensity of deer towards her children. No parent will want like any harm to be caused by any other person to their offsprings or to their children. So same is happening here. So that's why this entire shloka, it revolves around expressing of the emotions, feelings, and our intensity towards our loved ones. And moving on to the purpose, so as I said, as Neelamji also said, like it is helpful for improving your eyesight. Definitely, if you will chant it like whatever time you can chant it, you should chant it. And so it basically like helps you combination of third shloka, fifth shloka, or you can choose like any one shloka as well depending on the time that you have. So you can chant any of those these two shlokas, or you can chant like both of them together to get relief in your eyesight or cured from any eye problems. It will be very, very effective. And so like through the chanting of this, like through composing this particular shloka, so Manatunga, he completed another resolution of writing, like of moving one step further in completing the entire hymn. And as I said, like the comparison of deer along with Manatunga's devotion here is just to show the love and the intensity of our, like that the same devotion and the same faith we can also have. So I have a so far, like, is it all clear to you, or do you have any doubts? I see some people raising their hands.
Yeah, just piggyback on what she's saying. It gives you the right perception. That's the best way to say it. So metaphorically, it helps you see what really is there and not be in a delusion or something. So it helps you see metaphorically, that gives you the right perception at the right time.
Anybody has any questions?
So I have a raised hand from Deepam. I'm going to unmute Deepam.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, now we will take some questions.
Oh wait, so this is about the eyesight thing. So can it lower your can it take away your glasses if you have any?
Yeah, I mean, okay, eventually it will take away, like when you will, it's not going to happen like in a week or within 21 days, but yes, you will see like significant changes once you will start chanting this shloka like with full faith and devotion. So I'm not saying like,
and I
again,
recommend
so I'm not saying,
you put the
okay, go ahead.
water. You put the water in the eyes like a drops when you're chanting, and you put the water, and that activated water, the sacred water, I suggest you put that over your eyes.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I
And
go
then
next to,
progressively, you'll see some improvements progressively.
next I go to Vidhi.
Actually, can you please repeat the question?
Oh, I just asked like if you have any questions about the
Yeah, if
pronunciation
you
or
have any doubts.
purpose.
No, I thought that it was for asking.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no. There's no question. It's just if you have any doubts or queries or anything you want to go over.
Veer,
Okay, so
I'm going
before,
with you next.
I'm sorry, just moving like before moving further for the questions, I'll just like the homework will be the same. It's the recitation of mantra, this shloka 3 times, and writing also. So it's the same, and you can upload it over Flipgrid. Okay, so now we'll take your questions if you have any.
So I'm going to go with Veer. I'm going to, Veer, you've been unmuted. Go ahead.
So what is the meaning of the sloka?
Okay,
Like the entire meaning. Yeah.
okay, I'll take it. Anyone else has the same question?
Let me unmute JSS.
Okay.
Yeah, so is it okay if you write you have to write your homework 3 times, or can you also write it 2 times?
Yeah, you can write it like as much as you want to. You can write it even 1 time as well. But just remember, like when you are writing, your thoughts should be total, like your focus and your concentration should be on that particular shloka. Do not have like any outsider thoughts or any distractions. Just devote yourself completely and then write it. So it doesn't matter like how many times you are writing, 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 9 times, or 108 times, but just write it like with full faith. Okay.
And the more you write, the more kinesthetic connection you'll make. So you'll remember it faster and for more permanent time. Because a lot of what we learn, we forget. You know, if you listen to this lecture, 80% of it will be forgotten once you're done with it. But if you keep repetition, and also along with that, if you continue writing, that will really create a permanent, lasting memory.
I'm unmuting Neil.
Deer story.
About the deer?
Story and Acharya Manatunga.
About the deer and the story Acharya Manatunga? How do you compare them?
Okay, so here like the devotion of Acharya Manatunga, it is being compared to
the same as the deer's devotion.
Okay, so here
So the deer's
basically what is
devotion,
happening here,
yeah,
yeah. So as I said, like the devotion of Acharya Manatunga towards completing this entire hymn, it is being compared to the devotion and the love of mother deer towards her baby in protecting. Like when the baby is faced with the problems or with any kind of misery, so the mother deer is like fearlessly, she came in front of the lion and she is ready to fight with the ferocious animal like lion. So she is not afraid of anything. That is why like the comparison is being made. As you can see, like the previous picture that I showed you. So Acharya Manatunga was sitting inside, like, and then there was the deer in front of you. So it's like there was a comparison between the two things. Is that clear, Neil?
But what is Acharya Manatunga fearing of?
I'm sorry?
But what is Acharya Manatunga fearing of?
I heard it like half. What is the Acharya Manatunga?
Or he's asking that what is he fearing of? Like, you know.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, Acharya Manatunga, he's not like really having any fear, but he is afraid about his intellectual level. So he knows that he's not a very wise person. He knows like he's not very intelligent like other Indras and other Dev that we have, but he considers himself superior in terms of the devotion and faith. It's like he love, just like you love your parents and your parents love you unconditionally, like a lot. So same way he thinks like the way I love or the way I devote myself to Lord Adinath, no one else can do that. So that is why that comparison has been made. He's not afraid of anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Neil. I'm going to go to Mahek or Mahek. I'm so sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name correctly.
Yeah, I just had a question. Could you say the meaning word by word?
Yes, I'll cover that like once we are done with all the questions. So in the end, I'll cover the word by word meaning as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm unmuting Arna.
So my question is like, when can you like chant any paragraph? Any paragraph?
Any shloka, you mean, right?
Yeah, any shloka.
So okay, the ideal time is 4 to 7 in the morning or 5 to 7 in the evening time. But as I said, like as I repeated in my previous in the previous sessions as well, you can chant it anytime whenever you feel comfortable, because sometimes it's like we have a lot of other things, like we have to go to school or we have to go for other classes, parshalas. So maybe like that time is not the appropriate time for you, like according to your timetable. So whenever you feel like you are relaxed, you are in a mood to chant it, and you feel yourself comfortable and not distracted. The main thing is you should not be distracted. You should not be having any other thought in your mind. You can chant any shloka like any time according to that. But if you want to go for a standard time period, so it is again 4 to 7 a.m. or 5 to 7 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm next unmuting Krita. Krita, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
To the last.
Yes, Krita.
Line.
Krita, we cannot hear you.
Yeah.
Do you want to come back? We'll raise your hand again. We'll bring you back. I'll next go to Arnav and Agam, I guess. Cannot see your name completely here.
Can you repeat the shloka one time because we want to clear up some pronunciations.
Sure. No problem. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so it's Soham tathapi tab bhakti vashan munisha kartum stavam vigat shaktirapi pravratta प्रीत्यात्मवीर्यम विचार्य मृगी मृगेन्द्रम् नाभ्येति किं निज शिशु परिपालनार्थम्. Is the pronunciation clear now? Or if you have like any doubts regarding any specific word, you can just let me know. Okay.
Okay, I'm going next with Avni and Anay.
So for the number 5 paragraph, so like it's used for eyesight. Is there like any other use for it, like with any fear or something? Is there anything else, or is it just eyesight?
I would say like, okay, so if you have a fear of like inner fear of expressing yourself, like expressing your love, so this shloka is very good for that as well. It's like along with the eyesight, like your inner powers that are hidden, so you can use this shloka to bring them out, your inner capabilities and abilities, your inner potential in through like any form, any medium. So during that time you can chant this shloka.
I'm going unmuting Knisha.
My question is that I have two questions. In the third or second line, it says Shakti Rapi, and then what's the next word? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Pravratta. Pravratta. Okay, pronounce it with me. Pravratta.
Pravratta.
Yes. Pravratta.
Pravratta.
Okay. Pravratta. So first is P, means pra, and then next is V. V for van, V. So it's Pravratta. Very good. So join it. Pravratta.
Pravratta.
Not trah. It's tah. Just TAH. Tah. Very good. Very good. Yeah.
And my second question is that when you chant any type of slok like one time, does it actually work to solve all your problems even if you chant one sloka?
Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. You are saying like if you chant one shloka, like any time?
Like there are 45 shlokas in total. So if you from 45, if you chant only 40 shlokas, if you chant only one, does it still solve your problems?
Yes, depending on like which shloka are you chanting. So it's like if you are chanting first shloka and you have multiple problems, if you're chanting that shloka, it will be very effective. But if you have like eyesight problem and you are chanting third shloka, so in that case, that one shloka will be effective. Considering the fact you should be having like full faith over that particular shloka that you are chanting.
Great. I'm next going to unmute Shrey and Deep.
So my question is, in general, to just recite the stotras. Do we have to wear fresh clothes, or do we have to bathe right before saying it, or is there any particular requirement?
So yeah, you do these things. You do these things for yourself, and so there are some protocols that if you follow, it creates like a smoother result. It's not necessary, but you bathe for yourself because you clear your aura, you clear your negativity, you uplift your aura, you feel better, and then secondly, you sit in the northeast direction. You could put the water, like we said. You could do the abhishekam if you have the yantra. Then you do yantra abhishekam, means you wash the Bhaktamar yantra. You can light incense. You can do the diva. And if you wear the white or light yellow, that's also a very good combination. And you sit on the floor in the northeast direction and you chant. And usually 9 to 27 times, up to 108. The more, the better. That's the protocol with the full faith and devotion and surrender to Lord Adinath. But at the same time, you don't have to do any of these things. I've heard that people have gotten results without doing these things. These mantras do have their own magic. They do work in their own way. They don't always give us exactly what we ask for, but they give us what we want. So the full surrender to the universe, to Lord Adinath, to say that, well, this is what I want or better, and then we get something accordingly, which is what is heat for us, which is what is best for us. So that is usually the protocol. And even if you choose just one mantra, every mantra has like obviously one thing that it does. But even if you choose one mantra, I'm thinking that it will make something better in your life in general. So you don't have to necessarily focus on, well, this mantra does this, so I have to do it this way. Of course, if there's some sort of a wish or some time limit that you have or some protocol you want to follow, then these serve as a good guideline. But every shloka has, as you can see, many things and many fold of results you can get. So just pick one thing, and if you have time for it, and stick to it. And even listening to it in the car, even reciting it while walking and eating and stuff, it also does something. So it's not necessary that you have to follow a strict discipline, but the discipline in itself is very liberating. So that's why it is good to follow discipline, especially for chronic cases or something that's urgent. But it's not necessary that you follow everything. People have gotten, even if they just recite one time, they feel better and they start feeling better and good. So yeah.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going next for Kush. Kush and Kavya, we are you now.
Which one's better for your eyes? The fifth shloka or the third shloka?
You can chant any of them. Like if you'll chant third shloka, it is also for eyes. If you'll chant fifth shloka, it is also for the same purpose. And if you combine both of them, then it would be very effective. But yeah, you have a choice in this because there are shlokas which are multi-purpose, just like first shloka. So you will see for multiple problems, you will be having first shloka, you'll be having 8 shloka, and then as we'll proceed further, so there are other shlokas also which are for same problem, but there will be lot of shlokas. So you have a choice, whatever you find the pronunciation easy, or whatever you find it is very easy to chant, so you can chant it. There is no strict rule over that. And if you have time, you can chant. I'll suggest if you have time, so you can chant both of them, depending on how your vibrations are and what's your intention behind chanting that shloka. That is what it matters the most.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
And in
about it. Okay. So first is soham. Soham is derived from two words, which is sa plus aham. Saha means that, aham means I, or you can say he, who. Soham, tathapi. Tatha again, tatha plus api. Tathapi means then also. Soham, tathapi, tava. Tava means yours. Tava, tava means yours. And we have is bhakti, vashan, munisha. Bhakti, vashan, munisha. Bhakti we all know, like devotion. Vashan, so there is again like the Sanskrit rule that happened here. So it was vashat, munisha. So bhakti vashat means due to the devotion, due to your worship or out of your devotion. And munisha, munisha is derived from the word muni, which means like sages or saints or monks. Soham, tathapi, tava, bhakti, vashan, munisha. Then we have is kartum. Kartum is derived from the word kar, which means to do. Kartum, kartum means to do or doing your bhakti, like doing your devotion. Kartum, stavam. Stavam I explained earlier as well. Stavam is the main word here, and you will have it like in further shlokas as well, which means devotion. Stavam. Then we have is Vigata Shaktir Api. Vigat plus Shaktir plus Api, which means Vigata Shaktir Api. So Vigat Shakti means without any power. And Api means also. Vigata Shaktir Api. Without any power. Also without any power, which is Vigata Shaktir Api. Pravatta. Pravratta. Pravrattah means readily, or you can say like I am ready for that. So first two lines basically they talk about Manatunga's expression of showing his devotion, and he knows, he accepts the fact that he is not having enough intellectual, he's not having enough wisdom to compose a hymn. But what he says that he knows that he has that power of devotion and faith to impress, to eulogize Lord Adinath. Then we have third line, which is Prityatma Viryam Vicharya. Pritya, which means through love. Pritya means through love. Atma Viryam, Atma plus Viryam. Atma means self, like just like we have our soul. So Atma plus Viryam. Atma Viryam means through your own inner power. Through your own inner power. And love. That combines Preet Yatma Viryam. Vicharya. Vicharya means with avicharya, it means without thinking. Without any thinking, without questioning, without having any single thought. So it's Prityatma Viryam Vicharya, without having any question or thought, but with the power of my own self. Mrago Mragendram. So Mrago, as I said, like Mrago here refers to the mother deer who is trying to protect her child from the lion. And Mragendram here refers to the lion, the ferocious lion. Pritya means through love. Atmaviryam means through the power. In which avicharya means without thinking. Mrago means deer, mother deer, and Mragendra means lion. Next is Nabhyeti. Nabhyeti means the one which is right there in front of you, or when you faced with a situation like in front. Kim. So this line is basically a question that Manatunga is asking. Okay, if like the cubs are being attacked by lion, so is it like that mother deer will not come forward and protect her children? Is that possible? Of course not. So Kim, Kim is for the question means what, or is that possible? Then we have as Nij Shisho. Nij means own, and Shisho means cubs or like child or offsprings. Nij Shisho here refers to the cubs of mother deer. Paripal Nartham. Paripal Nartham means for protecting. So again, like the question that is it possible that mother deer will not come forward to protect her children from the lion? So as I said, like the first two lines, they focus on Manatunga's own devotion, like how he expresses his devotion, keeping intellectual level inside. And on the next two lines, so there is a comparison of his devotion with the love of deer, who is unafraid of facing the lion, and just because to protect her own children. So what is being said in this entire, like the entire meaning of this particular shloka is that Manatunga is saying to Lord Adinath that, oh Lord, I may be incapable of narrating, or you can say like of venerating your infinite virtues in terms of like intelligence level, that I may be incapable, but still my devotion for you, my faith, my devotion for you, due to that, I intend to compose a stotra. I intend to compose a hymn in your praise. And it is obvious, like it is a well-known fact that if a lion will attack the second line, the third and fourth line, basically, they say that it is obvious that if a lion will attack the children, then the deer will definitely come in forward to protect her own cubs from the attack of lion. No matter if she has that power or not, no matter if she is that much strong to face a lion or not, but she will take action. She will do her best to protect her children. And same, is he saying that I will do my best to write the best hymn for you, for your praise. And so the pronunciation, I'll just like go again. Soham tathapi tav bhakti vashan munisha kartum stavam vigata shakti rapi pravrattah प्रीत्यात्मा वीर्यं विचार्य मृगो मृगेन्द्रं नाभ्येति किं निजशिशो परिपालनार्थम्. I need one volunteer who wants to recite this shloka, whatever we learned.
I have Mahavir Prakasha unmuted you. Mahavir, go ahead.
सोऽहं तथापि तव भक्तिवशान्मीश कर्तुं स्तवं विगतशक्तिरपि प्रवृत्त प्रीत्यात्मवीर्यमविचार्य मृगेन्द्रं नाभेति किं निजशिशो परिपालनार्थम्.
Very well, Sam. Anyone has any questions regarding the pronunciation or any word meaning?
I've got Neminath. I'm unmuting Neminath. Neminath, I've unmuted you. Go ahead. Okay, I'm not hearing Neminath. Do you want one more? Ashiji, you're unmuted. Ashiji, you're muted.
I'm so sorry. Yeah. So I just like anyone has any questions, and then we will like take this chanting one. Before that,
I'm going to unmute Keval.
सोऽहं तथापि तव भक्तिवशान्मुनिश कर्तुं स्तवं विगतशक्तिरपि प्रवृत्ता प्रीत्यात्मवीर्यमविचार्य मृगो मृगेन्द्रं न अभ्येत किं निजासो परिपालनार्थम्.
very good.
Abhishek, you're next.
सोऽहं तथापि तव भक्तिवशान्मुनिश कर्तुं स्तवं विगतशक्तिरपि प्रवृत्ता प्रीत्यात्मवीर्यमविचार्य मृगो मृगेन्द्रं नाभ्येति किं निजशिशो परिपालनार्थम्.
Okay.
Atisha and Swasti, you're next.
सोऽहं तथापि तव भक्तिवशान् मुनीश कर्तुं सत्तवान् विगतशक्तिरपि प्रवत्ता प्रीत्योत्तमा वीरमच्चर्य मृगेन्द्रं नार्पितिकं निज शिशुन्द्र परिपालनार्थम्.
Very good. Very good. Good job.
Next, Shuchir and Preksha Jain, you're next.
Can my sister also say it?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Shuchir, please hold. Let his sister, let Swasti also say it. Go ahead.
सोऽहं तथापि तव भक्तिवशान् मुनीश कर्तुं स्तवं विगतशक्तिरपि प्रवृत्तं प्रतिमा विचार्य मृगो मृगेन्द्रं न अभोति किं निजशिशो परिपालनार्थम्.
Excellent. Very good. Okay. I think
I'm going Shuchir and Preksha Jain.
सोऽहं तथापि तव भक्तिवशान् मुनीश कर्तुं स्तवं विगतशक्तिरपि प्रवृत्ता प्रीत्यमविचार्य मृगो मृगेन्द्रं नाभेति किं निजशिशो परिपालनार्थम्.
very good. It's Prityatma Viryam Vicharya, like combination of 3 words. But yeah, once you will like practice, you'll get a hold over it.
Okay,
so whosoever has any questions, like feel free to ask in the group or something, and we'll be here tomorrow as well. And I hope.
Okay. Do you want me to unmute? I have Hasi Meher and Keisha with their hands up. So I'm going to go give these two guys a last chance before we end the session.
Okay.
Hasi Meher, you're going first.
Hi. I just didn't catch the first part of the whole meaning for the shloka. Could you just give a simple, quick, explanation for the whole meaning?
Yes, sure. So, okay, first part, the first two lines you mean? So here, like Manatunga is trying to, he has accepted his defeat that, okay, he has no wisdom, he has no brain of like intellectuals, but he considers himself to be superior, to be far more ahead in terms of the devotion and faith that he has towards Lord Adinath. And that's why he is very firm on his decision that considering that devotion, like the level of the devotion that he has, he will be able to write a hymn in his praise that will mention like all his virtues and attributes. And he's not afraid, again, like someone asked that if he's afraid, he's not afraid of this thing, but he basically he has accepted this fact that he is not a very intellectual person. So he in this shloka he has compared that intellectual level with the power of motherly love. He knows, I mean, the mother deer, she knows that she is not very powerful to protect her children, but still she takes a stand to fight against lion just to protect her own children. So it's like she is that much courageous. In the same way, Manatunga is courageous that he believes that his devotion can can lead him to the completion of the entire hymn that he wants to do for Lord Adinath.
Thank you.
I'm unmuting Keisha. This is the last unmute, and then we'll do the chanting to close the session.
Okay, you should say it. I don't have a question.
Oh, okay, no worries. Then we'll end the session.
All right. Okay, everyone, join your hands. We'll end it. Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vajayanam, Namo Loe Save Sahunam, Eso Panch Namokaro, Sava Pava Panashino, Mangalanam Chai Savvaisi, Padamam Havai Mangalam, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vajayanam, Namo Loe Sava Sahunam, Aiso Panch Namokaro, Sava Pava Panashino, Mangalanam Chai Savvaisi, Paramam Havai Mangalam, Namo Arihantanam, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayariyanam, Namo Vajayanam, Namo Loe Savasahunam, Aiso Panchanamokaro, Sava Pava Pranashino, Mangalanam Jai Savesim, Paramam Havai Mangalam, Paramam Havai Mangalam, Paramam Havai Mangalam. बोलो आचार्य मानतुंग महाराज की जय, भक्तामर महास्तोत्र की जय, आदिनाथ भगवान की जय, जिन शासन देव की जय।